Working on this Hyundai Genesis with a 3.8 liter, and we're doing some custom exhaust on it. So I've decided to choose stainless steel for the exhaust. Now there are different kinds of stainless steel. This is a 409 grade stainless steel, which has a higher iron content, and there is a better option of stainless steel, which is a 304 grade stainless steel, which does have a higher nickel and chromium content. However, I do not have a TIG welder, so the one concern I sort of faced and I was not sure of is, can I weld stainless with a MIG welder? And as I found out, the answer is yes. However, I've chosen 409. So this is still nice stainless steel, but it's a lower grade stainless. Depending on where you shop and who you get your materials from, prices can range anywhere from $100 to $150 per 10-foot length. This is 2.5 inch outside diameter, and I think it's, I forget the thickness, but decently thick, nothing crazy, but it's thicker than standard exhaust. And the reason that I chose to go with stainless and go custom is, for one, apparently there is no aftermarket exhaust that you can get for the 4-door sedan version of the Genesis. There's lots of options to get exhaust for the coupe version. So that was reason number one. And reason number two is a lot of replacement exhausts, I guess. If you were just to, let's just say you were to replace it with factory exhaust, but by aftermarket factory exhaust, they usually use mild steel, and that doesn't last very long when you live somewhere that sees a lot of rust. So usually the quality of metal is poor, and the thickness of the metal itself isn't very thick, so it does not last very long. But anyhow, customer was like, yeah, I want this thing to sound louder. So I said, okay, we'll go ahead and do something custom. So I've gone ahead and made a bunch of pie cuts and stitched them together. Now this is my version, I guess you could say, of TIG welding, and it's just spot welding along. It does take more time, and I find it does consume more gas with the welder. But it looks nice. I found if I had the heat up too much, I would burn through the stainless if I were to try to run a bead. So you sort of have to watch. Something to play around with, but like I said, this is my first time welding with this 409 stainless with a MIG welder, and it's turning out great so far. I did utilize this, I kept this factory resonator, cleaned it all up, still in really good shape, and I did run the car without any exhaust, basically from the cat back, just to see, you know. I started with taking the muffler off, ran it, took the resonator off, ran it, took the portions of there's like cats that come off of their secondary cats, took those off to see how it would sound. Now as far as like emissions and stuff goes, the front catalytic converters, the main ones, those are monitored. The secondary ones are not monitored. So it's going to sound pretty good. It doesn't, it's not going to have any mufflers on there. I did get, it will have mufflers on there, but I took them off. So it's going to get HKS, high flow, high power mufflers. They're basically a straight through with a bunch of baffles. And if we head over here, I'll show you what the factory muffler looks like. So I was interested to see exactly what was inside of this muffler. It's fairly large, but yeah, you can see this is the inlet right here, and it would come through to this side. Now, with the other shell on there, these two sides are separate, and the exhaust gas would have to go back through to the other side, which would do so by going through these holes and through all this fiberglass packing. And then once it gets to this side, it would go into this pipe where it would loop around and exit the vehicle. Now, under high throttle conditions and a lot of exhaust flow, there is this secondary pipe that's just straight through with a spring door that would open up to allow maximum exhaust flow. So sort of interesting to open that up and take a look at it and see what it looks like. But anyhow, yeah, I just thought I'd show you that you can weld some stainless with a MIG welder, and yeah, it's interesting to take a look at it and see how I'm going about it.